Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a reading today about what do your guardian angels have to tell you. Feels like whether this is to verify information for you about your path, or it's going to tell you something that you need to know. I'm just going to play it by ear on what each pile directs me to. As you guys may know, I'm evacuating today, so this is a pre-recorded video. So there may be some interruptions here because people will be coming in and out of my house during this time. I have a separate message for those of you who are still tuned in right now. This is going to be a more collective message. At the bottom of the deck it says be honest and be brave. And the way that I'm seeing it is being true to your path, to be true to your destiny, to be true and honorable and honest on the things in your life that may not serve you anymore or haven't served you, whether this is a thought process or the people that you surround yourself with. It's you moving with the flow, you resisting. The way that I'm seeing it is seaweed. They're showing me seaweed and how that you can get tangled up in seaweed. Instead of going with the flow, it's like getting tangled up with that. And so it's dislodging yourself from the seaweed so that you can be free to move seamlessly through the tides. And that's indicative of you listening to important information that has come through. The way that I'm seeing it is an oracle, and an oracle, the way that it's comparing it's an oracle to a religious figure. Specifically I'm seeing the cross, so like God, but this can be symbolic of whatever religion it is that you follow. And it's a higher purpose, it's a higher being entity of light, and they're guiding you through this, and they're helping you perceive the situations or the thoughts or the circumstances as being that seaweed, right? The seaweed, even though it's tangled up in your legs, that is still not a part of you, right? It's just attached to you. And so it's not something that you have to over-identify with, or, you know, it's in some ways your choice to stay tangled up, but at some point it was beyond your control for it to wrap around you, you know? And so it's as long as you want to stay tangled up is how long you stay in that. And there's the image that I'm getting and the vision that I'm seeing is a person praying to God and basically saying, God, please work through me to follow my journey and my path, and to do what's in my highest authority and what's right for me and for those around me. Like I grant, like the serenity prayer of like granting peace and serenity in your journey and your path. It's that feeling, it's that image that I'm getting of you saying, I honor my path, I honor my journey, and I hear a lot of different shorebirds now. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. There's like a group of them, and then there's like, I'm not sure what kind of shorebird that is. Maybe like pipers or something. And then there's like this another, I can't identify the sound of these, but it's like a huge group of them as they're preparing for this storm. They're really, there they go again. It's so beautiful, but ominous in some ways, because I'm just thinking about, it's bringing me to how in the middle, the center of our hurricane, how there are birds that travel long distances because they want to stay safe. They're stuck within that hurricane, and so instead of resisting it and going against the strong winds, and trying to go higher or lower to pass through those winds, they carry along with it. They just carry along with it, and in the center, it can be very peaceful, right? And so it's finding your center, finding your peace in the chaos surrounding you, and following it, knowing that it's not forever. The hurricane's not forever. The storm within you is not forever. The storm surrounding you is not forever. So you can thrive in trusting that you will persevere, and you have persevered, and that is part of your path. And you will know when you release that. It's an overwhelming feeling. It's like dissecting every single bit and piece of the situation. When you kind of step out of it and see it from the big picture, then you can identify what the debris is, like the debris or the seaweed, however you want to make the analogy. But from there, you will find your inner peace, and you will know when it's time for you, like the safe time for you to step away from the situation and say, this is no longer my baggage, this is no longer my problem, this is no longer a part of me, this is no longer my identity. Let it wash away in the shore, right? Reflect on it and let it wash away, and reveal to you your new life, who you really are, this next chapter of who you are, right? This more passionate part of you that is full of, I'm seeing like replenishment, like it's a replenishing of your spirit, of your passions, of it's this feeling of new life, of like rewards, right? It's like every little bit, like as you grow older, you know, and you have these hallmarks, benchmarks of your life that really are highlights, and it's really exciting. You're going to be able to have more appreciative moments of those first. It's like the first time that I've tried an apple, the first time that I've tasted a pear. It's like all of those feelings coming back to you again, because you're seeing things from a higher perspective. You're releasing everything that felt like it was holding you down for quite some time. So that's a separate message from Spirit for those of you who felt called to, oh my goodness, stay here while I was pulling cards. I have another card that came out. They're saying to talk about this now, so maybe some of you are in a hurry or something, I don't know, or you just really want to know what this is. It says go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. And what I'm seeing specifically is it's about grounding yourself. That's the reason why you're going outside, and it's going outside of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to physically mean that, although if you have the ability to do so, that could bring you into a more grounded state. And it's essentially like how I'm seeing it is when you go outside, it's looking at the moon, paying attention to the moon and the stars and basically the cosmos, and how far away these different light sources, and honestly what I was seeing is like emerging worlds. It's like looking at the emerging worlds beyond and seeing how impactful your surroundings are to you and to those around you, but how tiny it is on the greater scale of things, but how beautiful it feels to be your world, I guess. Not I guess, I mean I know, I'm just wondering if I said that as clear as I feel it, but it's like, it's miraculous. It's miraculous to be you. It's miraculous for you to be here now and to experience the things that you have and have the capabilities within your grasp of changing your perception and changing your surroundings when able to. And I just feel like there's going to be this disruptive, if it has it happened already for everyone? I'm hearing yes and no. So everyone's on different paths, but what we all have in common with this is what's going to be happening is, whether this is a secondary or third or first or fourth miraculous event, it feels it's passion. That's the miracle that you're going to receive, is this miracle of passion, like divine, intense passion, a lust and desire for love. Sorry, I was thinking that lust wasn't a good word, and now I said love. But it's a love, a true craving, and to the point that you can taste it and feel it and experience it in every bit of you and surrounding you, of passion and excitement. And I kind of feel this tempering. It's like when you're bringing, it's kind of like making caramel, kind of. Do you make caramel with dairy? I can't even remember right this second, but I'm just seeing dairy, like sugars and dairy, and how you don't want to bring it to a boil too fast. You can burn it. So you kind of just like go, like bringing it to a quick boil and then kind of bringing it back down. I don't know the technical term for that right now, but it's like that. It's like, you're going to get to it, but we're going to temper you. But by tempering you, you're still at your peak. You're still at that passionate peak. So it's going to like stay like that. So you don't kind of explode like a volcano. That's what I see. Alright. If any more messages come through right now, I will sure to say it. But it just feels like happy. I just feel so happy and grateful. It's just immense gratitude and love and peace and compassion, coupled with passion and sincerity, and it's like honest and honorable, like all these really, really beautiful, good feelings is what I'm getting here for you guys. It doesn't feel exciting to me. Like, obviously I feel excited, but there's a difference for me with like pure excitement and this like deep inner peace. That's like, it just feels right. It just feels right. It just feels right. It feels good. It feels beautiful, but mostly it feels right. And that's what I see here. I may pull some tarot along with these. I'm not sure. I have a feeling, because I've been going on a while, that I'm probably going to get interrupted soon. So, let's see. Alright. So, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Hi, pile number 1. So what I'm currently feeling is a sweeping of emotions, from like highs to lows to uncertainty and hope. And that's what I'm getting here. And this feeling of like, we got you. It's not over yet. There's also don't feel ashamed is what I'm getting. Don't feel like you shouldn't reach out for help if you need help. Don't feel like you're a burden. We don't want you to hurt anymore, or we don't want you to hurt at all. We don't want you to experience pain. If I'm seeing like neurotransmitters in the brain, and then all the way through the body. And this reconnecting, it's like rewiring of the body, like a healing of the body, a reconnecting of the body, and helping things work better. Like feeling more at ease. So we'll see here. Soul Love, Archangel Gabriel, Sacred Space, and Dream and Journey. Okay, let's look at your cards here. What I'm hearing is to connect to what motivates you. That's what they're saying, is like what motivates you in life. Like reconnect with your dreams and passions. Reconnect with where it is that you want to journey to. If there's a place that you feel within you that you're suffering, identify what it is at your core that you desire. Like what is it that you dream of and wish for in your life, right? And I'm seeing, I looked up at the timer and it was 222. So I would look into that angel number specifically to see the significant meaning in that. I noticed that this is number 33. So there are some synchronistic numbers here from your angels, and specifically Archangel coming through. And with Archangel Gabriel, excuse me. And it's reigniting your passions, like your creative pursuits, those kind of passions. It's discovering within you, again, of going back to your core, going back to what it is that you have always wanted for yourself. And not giving up on those dreams, like and hopes, like the things that motivate you to move through life, right? Don't give up on those childhood desires, right? Or seemingly childish desires. Don't let go of that, because there's always room. That's what I'm hearing, is there's always room for you to pick back up and to try again. It's never too late. It's never like you're never too far gone off of your wishes, is what I'm specifically hearing. Because what they're showing me is like this person going down a path, and it's like something that they've always wanted to do. Like, let's just take for instance the violin, since it's symbolized here. It's like you've always wanted to be a violinist, but oftentimes they say it takes many years of practice to become practice violinists that can perform in an orchestra, right? And so by the time that you kind of get around to being able to designate time to practice, you're already in your 40s, and you're saying, well, there's no way that I could ever be that good, so I will just use my spare time to, you know, paint the garage. When that's not truly what you want to do. That's not a priority to you. You're just spending the time that you could be using towards the things that really drive you, that light you up inside, right? That cause those connections and reconnections of energy in you. And it's in a lot of ways healing your inner child in this process that I'm seeing. Because the sacred space is within you, is what I'm saying. Is like connecting to source, connecting to that sacred vision that you've had, and following that, because that's going to make you more confident, is what I'm saying. Is there's this desire to push you towards your passion so that you can gain this inner confidence that you are allowed. It's like allowing yourself to do the things that you weren't able to do or weren't capable of doing at one point, right? And so it's like giving yourself that permission to just practice and try and have fun and play and believe and dream, all of these things. And so it's going back to that and discovering that, you know, maybe you are good enough to be in an orchestra, but even if you aren't, who knows, like maybe you'll be a famous YouTuber or TikToker or whatever it is, or it doesn't matter, like whatever, even if you weren't looking for public recognition, you would receive what it is that's fulfilling you internally. You get what I'm saying? So that's essentially what I'm saying, is that they want you to ignite your inner light, your inner child, by going back to the core of your dreams and where you wanted to journey through life, what those goals were, and just start pinpointing those things and trying it out and see what lights you up, what makes you feel like just time passes with like no concept of time, right? You could be practicing the violin for 5 hours and it seems like you just sat down. What is it that will bring that back into your life? And if you are already doing this, then they are celebrating that, and they are saying to continue doing that. That is exactly what is connecting you closer to source. That's really what's bringing in this inner love and light from above. So that's what I see for you guys. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. So what I'm feeling right now is a very matter-of-fact energy with you guys. It's really about taking charge of your life and really, in some ways, not taking no for an answer. Like if you are, as far as career goes, or some sort of life path that you want, just go for it, right? Because there's an energy that I'm feeling surrounding you of people that may be doubting you, or don't have your best interest in mind. I'm not talking about people who do have your best interest in mind and just don't know any better, or think that they know more than you or what's right for you. It's people around you that certainly don't have your best interest in mind. So just be wary of that, be careful of that, because there are people that are going to want to sabotage your growth. It feels like they are watching you kind of blossom into what it is that you have been working towards or desiring, and they are going to be uncomfortable about this adjustment period in your life, because it's going to make them feel insecure or have some sort of projection on them. Again, this is kind of bringing me back to that symbol of you in an office not taking no for an answer. It's like, I deserve this raise or this change in my position. I deserve this spot. I deserve recognition. And in some ways putting you in direct competition with your associates. So it's something to that degree. However, that's applicable to your life. So we have a manifestation. I feel when I pull this card immediately, I'm hearing that it's happening. It's happening. The things that you are desiring, working towards, wishing for, and really putting a lot of your energy and effort to, it is it is coming to fruition very rapidly. We have undying love, take charge with authority, and Archangel Raphael. I'm hearing that your path is very blessed. That's what I'm saying, especially when she's sprinkling this little fairy dust or whatever this is onto your journey. And I feel it's saying, honestly, this is cut and dry for you guys. It's exactly what I just said. You need to be careful because you are blessed on this path. So don't second guess yourself too much. Just kind of go with your gut and go with your, like where your hard work is pulling you towards, and just be really wary of people that are surrounding you, because especially with taking charge with authority, I can see these 2 goats in the background and it feels very dense. It feels like I can't see behind that. It feels like I'm being stopped. And so it's showing me the same thing I was saying, where it's like you need to put a end to that. Like you have to be able to be clear with your vision and your manifestations, because this is protected. This path that you're going down is protected. This desire that you have is protected. But there are going to be people in your way. There are going to be obstacles that are getting in your way that you have to just focus. You have to focus. And as familiar as you get with your manifestations, as familiar as you get with your desires, then these obstacles that are in your path, it's kind of like going from memory. It's like, well, I know that I always go, let's say this, let's say this obstacle is a brush, like a bunch of woods, right? You're going down your path and there's a bunch of woods, like bushes and stuff in the way. And you're like, well, I know that when I'm going down this path and I take 500 steps this way, I need to take a right 500 steps and then keep going straight, right? So even though this is here, you already know just by memory, I already took 500 steps, so I know I have to take a right, you know? You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, is just stay focused. Don't let distractions overwhelm you to the point that you fall into that, because you need to just stay confident in yourself. You're where you need to be. With undying love here, I think that's just another symbol of the universe has your back. They are working with you, and you don't have to have too many concerns when it comes to this. Just believe in yourself is essentially the message I'm getting. Alright guys, bye. Hi pile number 3. So the message I'm getting for you guys is, ask yourself what it is that you truly want. Are you happy with who you are, where you're at, what you're doing right now? And let that dictate the next moves for you, because there's this feeling of discontent, this feeling of saying like, it's to the point that it's almost enough is enough. It's not quite there yet, but I can just feel it building in me. I've been tempting ideas of changing my location or the people around me or the things that I'm doing. It's just getting to the point that I feel like I'm uncomfortable, and I'm uncomfortable with being uncomfortable for this extended period of time. And this feeling of like, do I know what's real and what isn't around me? Like, who's being real with me and who isn't? Is this situation exactly what I feel, or is it what I'm being presented? Like, mixtures of that. And so we have Soul Tree. Feels like ancestors. Connecting with your ancestors. And it's not just ancestors, like your soul ancestors, but your ancestral lineage, like as who you are as a person today in this experience. Those ancestors are calling you. Those ancestors have commissioned you into this life to follow some journey that is supposed to rewrite something in this lineage. And for you to take control of this situation, to take control of your life, and to change the course of this lineage. Ask your soul. So it's them urging you to connect with them or to continue connecting with them. It's like, do you have questions of what your next decision is? Do you have questions of when to make this decision? Sit down with yourself, meditate, pray, and ask. Ask for guidance, ask for assistance, and say, what is it that I need to do? Please guide me into the next thing that I need to do. Please show me the path. Please show me who's real around me and who's not. Who do I believe? Who do I trust? Who do I go to? Where do I go? When do I go? And, you know, I'm willing to take a risk. I'm willing to try. I'm willing to accept the path that I'm called to do, and I will do it efficiently and effectively and safely. Chosen. Yeah. Make a difference in people's lives. You are the chosen one. You have been chosen before this life. You knew that you were going to take on this task. And look at, oh my gosh, these three, they look exactly the same in a lot of ways, right? It's like you connecting to that internal wisdom, that ancestral wisdom to change something. That is really beautiful. It kind of feels like love too, right? Like the way that you love, the way that you perceive love, the way that you give love, the way that you understand love. And it's connected to your mind, like directly connected to your mind. It's like expanding the way that things are handled. We have peace. There's no need to worry as everything is working out beautiful. So that's confirmation for you that when you choose to make some adjustments, it's gonna be okay. We got you. We are guiding you. You know that you're capable of doing this. Like, stay confident in yourself and your decisions. Even if it doesn't seem like it's going to be your destiny or like your final destination, you will eventually be moved to the place that you need to be, or be called to the place that you need to be. Like, sometimes there are different stops that you have to take along the way. So just trust that. Trust that you're uncomfortable, that it's not over, that there's going to be another leveling up for you. You know, it's not always going to be easy or comfortable. Fertility. I was noticing the baby here. It says it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, or is it assess, and give birth to new conditions. And traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah. The time is now, for sure. Whether this is for you to actually move or relocate or change something in your immediate vicinity, like people around you, or whatever this is that is applicable to you, it's definitely the time for you to start making adjustments. And it just feels like they're saying you're doing a really good job. You're doing a really good job. And so if you already have a child, or if you're working towards having a child, I feel like this is favorable. It's like you are doing an excellent job. If you're working with children, or it kind of feels like for those of you who are single, you're going to be relocating or traveling somewhere and meeting someone that is going to be in your life for a very long time. For those of you where none of that is applicable, it just feels like the way that you perceive love, the way that you perceive the world, and like you're different. You're different from your family in some way. There's some sort of rewriting of that family lineage. and it just feels like an immense sense of pride coming from your ancestors, and hearing like, don't say that you're lucky, you're blessed, you're blessed. This is really your destiny. This isn't luck. This is all you. And if you're asking when, for those of you who are single and you're like, okay, when? Within a year. It's not going to be long. There's going to be within a year. And for those, everything, honestly, if you are like, okay, well, this is what I'm hoping for, when can I move, or when can I do something's going to happen within this year of you watching this. Within a year. Some major developments here. So, that's what I see for you guys. Bye.